One of the nice things about living in the state of Wisconsin is where I live is sometimes we are the forerunners of a lot of different things. The fact that you have a weekend off is one of the things that came out of Wisconsin. That's just one of the many, many great things that came out of the state. One of the other things that came out of the state fairly recently, within the last 10 years or so, it was back in 2009, these little free libraries began sprouting up. The first one was in Hudson, Wisconsin, and resident Todd Ball constructed one as a tribute to his late mother, who was a school teacher who loved books. They are exactly as the name implies. It's like a small little structure stocked with books by visitors that are free to take or free to look at. You can go up to it, open it up, look at it. It's like, oh, what, there's an interesting selection here. Or, oh, there's nothing here for me, and then you just leave, and that's it. There are several in my area here, as a matter of fact, and I'd pass a few in another city just south of me. And the thing is, because these are unregulated, there's nobody there to say, hey, don't put this book in there because this is not the kind of book we want to be sharing with the rest of the community. And since these are unregulated, they're hopefully being watched by the person who's there. But sometimes people who put books in there, they think they have the people's best interest at heart, but they're not. They are putting in religious propaganda into these little libraries where anybody can have access to it. And if you want to proselytize, do it in your church. Don't do it at the little libraries. These places are here for the community. You don't need to be putting your religious material or your religious garbage in there. I bet you if people were putting in Muslim books in there or any other religion in there, these people would be furious over it. But these religious nuts are thinking, hey, I can just preach and share my message without ever having to do a thing other than just put a book in a box. It's disgusting. One other thing here is if you have a book of your own, you want to donate to one of these collections, you're free to do so. As of November of 2016, there are over 50,000 such libraries over in 70 countries, including at least one in every U.S. state. So the chances of one being near you is probably pretty good. Atheist Ranger, your thoughts?
If they're going to put religious literature in there, I'm a little conflicted. Like, as long as it's not, again, I've never visited any one of these fun library thing, so I can't really sit there and assume that it's just proselytizing. I mean, it could just be religious literature in a historical context. That I have no problem with, but if they're putting like Bibles in there, yeah, I have a problem with that. And if that's going to be the case, we should put all the other holy books in there to balance it out.
Now, one of the things is here, according to the article here, it says one of the constant sources of irritation among the patrons is no one seems to be immune to taking a look inside their little libraries and to add or straighten the books out, only to find that some proselytizers have stopped by and dumped off books, magazines, pamphlets, tracts, or other leaflets advertising their faith. One steward said that in a single day, he had to remove 9 religious books, 6 religious pamphlets, and 3 Bibles. Yeah, that's not acceptable.
No, that's not acceptable at all.
Do you have any additional thoughts on that, Matt?
Yeah, these churches should put one of those things outside their church, and people can come by and take their religious stuff.
You know, that's actually not a bad idea.
No, seriously, when you think about it, I mean, these are library books, for kids. If they want to learn about religion and whatnot, then they can go to one of these churches and they can build one of these boxes and have it out there. And then people can come by. If they're religious, then they can grab whatever they want to grab. But these other ones, leave it alone.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. The thing is here, though, I'm going to say, because the way these people are, they're kind of lazy and they're told to go out and do these things. It's like, well, what's the best way I can do this thing and put in as little effort as possible? Oh, yeah, I'll just drop off my proselytizing crap and put it in one of these little boxes there, and I don't have to do a thing. I've done my duty to God by sharing his word, by shoving it into a box so where anybody else can stumble across it.
Well, it's basically shoving religion down people's throats.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, again, I am completely against that, but like I said, I mean, if this is for children, I honestly don't have any problem with, like, let's say, books on just basic theology in there. I don't mind that. I don't.
I have a problem with putting anything religious nature in there. I say, personally, if you want to teach religion to a child, that should come from the parents. That should not come from Joe Blow down the street, say, hey, I'm going to shove this thing in there that says, oh, God loves you. And, oh, if you don't believe me, you're going to burn. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I totally agree with you on that. That just burns me when people are just trying to shove it down people's throats. You know,
Yeah.
there's a time and a place for that, and that's not the time or the place. In your church, I get crap in my mailbox, or not my mailbox, but in our main box that we have.
Let me ask you something. Is it a mail U.S. mailbox?
No. It's just for like magazines and stuff.
Okay.
And we get religious crap in there once in a while. They're not supposed to put it in there because it's no soliciting.
They don't pay attention to that. They see the sign says no soliciting. To them, that means they'll buy anything. So make sure you knock on those doors.
When I first moved in here almost 12 years ago, somebody rang my doorbell one time and I buzzed them in and they came upstairs and they handed me some religious stuff. I go, what's this? I go, there's no soliciting here. I throw it back at them and said, get out of here.
They should tell their intent if they're going to be in the building like that.